Hey everybody, this is Alzorath, and welcome to Incredicer. I think that's how you pronounce it. I don't know for sure, but it is among those kind of letters in there. It's an incremental dice game, and what you do is you touch the dice, and it gives you some money. But for the most part, we only have like one dice right now. Well, let's get some more. Now we can actually touch more of them. Now, as far as why I enjoy games like this, there's actually a few dice games that are incremental and do kind of fun things. I really enjoy these because they end up being kind of bubble wrappy for me. I actually am surprised these are not louder than they are. They are very quiet compared to the music, which is fine by me. I don't mind that much. Because eventually we are going to be actually having a lot of noise from them. I do need to just buy a bunch of dice. I do need to upgrade them as well, to the point where I can just hit them all and make them... Is there like a direction that they choose to go? Is it always the way you move the mouse? So if I wanted to, could... Nope, it's not always the way you move the mouse. Darn, I was kind of hoping that was. That way we could actually just go in there and just go ham on... We need 300 for this. I'm going to go ahead and get a income upgrade. But I do wish you could actually steer them all over so you could kind of corral them in a spot. That'd be kind of a fun little thing. But right now it looks like it's just... I think it has a chance to go either direction regardless of which way you come from it. But it has a higher chance of going away from the edge. So you'll actually have them kind of get spread out arbitrarily. But as you get close to the edge, they'll pop themselves back into the middle. So I do wonder if it eventually hits like a 0% chance at that kind of point in it. Let's go ahead and get some more income on these. And it should increase the amount we get on each dice. Yeah, we got 2 for a 1 there. So that is a plus. I do need more dice though. We eventually need to be getting $1,000 so we can unlock dark matter. There is a skill tree. I don't know what's on it so far. It costs dark matter, so... Okay, we need dark matter to do anything at the moment. So do I just pop these to get up to it, or do I just go completely ham on dice? And now we should be able to, yeah, just rotate around and we will hit something eventually. Obviously, our mouse size is not terribly huge. We do have, as far as how far we have to get on it, it's maybe like 2 pixels into it. So it's not the exact same size as, I'm going to call these tiles. I know that they're 6-sided dice, but they do not flip like 6-sided dice. They flip like tiles. But we need $1,000 to start getting actual proper upgrades for our skill tree. I'm going to just go with that. And let's see, how much does it cost to get this? $480 for the income thing? I'll go with it. We'll just wing it, hope for the best. We were actually getting a decent amount of poppy noises whenever we had a whole bunch of them in the air. So I think the sound of that stuff will go up. We can actually adjust the audio. I have music volume down pretty low. Could turn this up a little bit. But, yeah, they're not terribly loud. Maybe they'll get really loud whenever we have a whole bunch of them. So let's go back over to here. I think I will just save up to 1,000 because I have a feeling I am not getting enough resources. And I want to be starting to get the actual upgrades rather than just, oh, more dice for us to flip. I oddly enough do actually have to pay attention to where I'm moving the mouse still. We need more dice. We need to cover the thing wall to wall in dice. So we're at 739. That shouldn't be too hard to get up to. Now, as far as other incremental ones like this, and no, I'm not having to click, by the way. That is a question I had whenever I was looking at this on Steam. I was like, do I have to click for each of these? No. It is literally just mouse over and they react as like, oh crap, I have been touched. They react kind of like me. Touch me and I will jump away. Although I'll probably also try and hit you. It's just an odd thing to note. I am not a touchy-feely person, especially whenever it comes to strangers or people I don't know in my personal life. Okay, so we have 2. This costs 30 to get. Oh, we get them from flipping them. Okay. Let's go and get some more dice. I do need to get more money off of these, but I think more dice is going to be better for us because then I can just mindlessly swing my hand around and possibly hit some dice. We're getting violent today. But we should have enough for skill tree, which is increase income. Yay. What do we have here? Unlocks area upgrade. I'm assuming that's, judging by the shape of it, I'm assuming it's click area. Buyable dice limit. Chance of rolling a higher number. I don't know what it counts as a higher number. Probably 3 through 6. Overall, probably actually 4 through 6. The average roll on a 6-sided dice is 3.5. But yeah, we have overall income multiplier, which is obviously good. And we have dark matter gain. I think we want dark matter gain because all of these take dark matter. So yeah, dark matter gain it is. What do we have on our upgrade? Still just income. Okay, so we need a crap ton of resources. We need more dice, of course. It's pretty much the main thing I think I want to be spending it on right now, is so I don't have to actually pay attention to what I'm doing with the mouse. Is just get more dice on the board so we just aren't ever going to move anywhere without colliding with at least some of them. The next upgrade here is 768. We go for like one more currency upgrade. That goes up to 10. I'm wagering that's going to be a pretty important thing. I don't remember the cost of anything on the skill tree now. But let's go ahead and get ourselves more income. We do actually have access to a few things. Viable dice limit, overall income. The dark matter gain is still going to be slowed down. I think we're going to actually get the overall income multiplier, and we unlocked some more stuff here. Extra income when you roll a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. And they're kind of expensive. Let's go ahead and just get more dice. So to get the actual upgrade that I want, we need 400 dark matter. So we have to roll dice, I'm guessing 400 times. And then things will get sped up by just having more. What is our next upgrade on income? 1,228. We could save up for that, but which one of us seems like they're going to be consciously active enough to do that? If it's you, awesome. If it's me, not so much. But I just find these kind of games like super chill and super relaxing. I could just do this as a thing off camera and still have fun with it. Obviously, I also play like roguelites and tactical games, but sometimes you just want something to sit and chill with. I would not mind an auto clicker though, because my wrist, oddly enough, is like, nah, you don't like this. I do actually like this. But the fact that you're cramping up does not interfere with it that greatly. Okay, so we should have enough for, yep, just another income. We're almost at that 400 for the dark matter improvement as well. Let's go and get a few more, you guys. I do want to max these out as quickly as possible since they are our source of... Oh, there's our next thing of you, which is... Boop. There we go. Now we're getting... I think we're getting 2 each. Let's go ahead and flip just one. Yeah, we're getting 2 each. That's a big plus. We'll just keep grabbing those up to 50. I suppose I could save up for... What is actually our next tier on that one? 800? Yuck. Yuck! 1966 for the next upgrade on that. I think we will go ahead and take it. An extra 5 means that we would be getting a minimum of $6 per roll. So that does not seem like a terrible idea. We could actually improve our revenue by spending some of these before we get to 800, which might not be that terrible of an idea. That's 10% multiplier. I think we're going to go with just increase the base income of everything. Yeah. It's 90 for the next tier. Is it 90 for the next tier for all of them? Yes. What are these? 10% income multiplier when rolled 6. So yeah, we have global multiplier, which this seems like the one we'd actually want to invest in first, and then those. I don't know how they stack. They might not stack in a way that benefits us. I really could use just an auto, like, assistant clicker thing right now. I don't think we actually have access to that yet. Do we get one later? I don't know. I just saw this on there. I thought it looked fun. And you guys like incremental games, and so do I. So, I don't know whether going back and forth or going in just random patterns is the way to go. We are hitting stuff. This is probably actually making the mic make a weird noise. I just realized the mic is shaking back and forth. Shaking like bacon. Although, why is your bacon shaking? I have no idea. But yeah, I would love some kind of auto clicker that goes out and does this for me. I don't know how long I'm going to have to wait for that, because most games like this do eventually have one. I'm not actually clicking, but a mouse that just goes high would be good enough for me. Or one that does like a pattern around the screen. That would be fine. Let's go for more dice, just so we are hitting more as we go around. Because we can't hit them while they're airborne. We get the same number of black dots regardless of what they land on. I think we just got enough for, yes, more black dots. 1600 for the next one. That is fine. And how much are they giving us each? I'm guessing probably 3. Yeah. So it is just a straight flat increase, which is, it's fine by me. And we'll probably get enough to get this up to 50 relatively quickly. How much is it for this? 300. Let's go ahead and grab that. Do we have... Yeah, that's 1,000 each. That helps out a great deal, though. We are hitting way more stuff already. Wonder how much that increases the size. 10% area size. That is significantly better. We need 1,600 black dots. We'll do big upgrades and stuff like that. Whenever we get up to 1,600, we'll do just big upgrades over here and do the best we can. This feels way better than it did, because we're able to hit stuff from much further away. Yeah, we don't even actually have to go over the dice to hit it with the circle. That's interesting. But once we get up to 1,600, we'll dump a bunch of money into more stuff and get more black dots per bonk here. Skill tree. More per bonk. 3,200 for the next one. Let's go ahead and increase this up to 50. That gives us 1,100 left over. I'm going to keep going area size for now. That makes farming this about 1,000,000 times easier, because I don't actually have to pay attention to where I am mousing. I can lose my mouse and be fine. Really not sure whether side to side or random directions is better. But I am having fun with this. Okay, so we got 2,100. Let's go ahead and keep increasing the area size for now. Wonder if we get a unlock that allows us to increase area size more than 30 times. Because 30 times is plus 300%. So that makes it 4 times the normal size. We need, I think it was 3,200 for the next tier of that. Do I increase my income? Yeah, let's go ahead and get a little bit of that going. More money means more upgrades over there on the right. We already have our max number of dice right now. I do know that there is an upgrade for more dice, but I'm not going for it just yet. 6,400 for the next tier. These types of upgrades, skill point upgrades, are, in my opinion, one of the most important things to get in games like this, because they help you go incremental faster. Like, go up the incremental stack faster, even though they take a little bit longer to get. That was a very strange noise outside. Hopefully, there's not someone coming to abduct me. That kind of suck a little bit. No, it sounded like a trash can falling over, so I doubt that's what it would sound like if someone was going to kidnap the Alzorath. Hopefully you don't. Please, do not kidnap streamers or YouTubers. It's a bad look. Okay, I think we're going to keep going for income for a little while. I like the size of this circle. It is sufficient for what we are doing. Which... And I am hearing the little pop, 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 pop a bit more as we get more of these going. So we need 8,000 for the next one and 60-something, 6,400, I believe, for the next black dots. So which one are we going to hit first? Probably the black dots if I had to take a wild guess. But it's going to be... No, we're probably going to hit income first. Because we'll be at about 5,000 something black dots, I think. Because of the scaling. And there's our just income. Oh, we weren't even at 5,000. Yuck. And I think this might be our last black dot upgrade for these. Which kind of sucks, but it's whatever. I suppose I should be going up there as well. Are we gonna... No, we're not gonna hit 12,000. Let's go ahead and get another area size increase. It's only 10%. But I do like how we're actually moving the mouse a little too fast and it's skipping over things. So I have to move it a little bit slower so it actually notices, hey, you've been in that frame. Oh, we have enough for the next thing. So that should be max level there. Nice. Let's go for... What are you? 1,800. That's a new type of dice. We could increase the max buyable dice limit a couple times. And I think we are going to just bump up our revenue per dice. Because that is going to prove to be mildly important. How many of these can we get? 4 more. It's better than a sharp stick in the eye. It's only 1890 to get another one of them. These are probably going to be relatively easy to max out. The regular dice. I assume we're getting other dice judging by the fact that it says there is a copper or brass, the yellowish dice down there. Now let's go skill tree. We do have enough for it. Do we go for that or more improvements to the white dice? Let's go for that. What do you give me? +2 overall income. Nice. And we don't have enough for the silver dice yet, so I'm going to go ahead and go for this. Oh, we have dark matter gain here as well. I will probably be going for that first. It looks like it's pretty much the same kind of upgrades as the other one. So let's go ahead and get some overall income there. We'll get overall income there. And we can actually increase the bronze dice income as well. So we'll throw a few of those out there. Now we actually have even more dice. I have a feeling the bronze dice do not give us nearly as much as the normal just dice, but hey, extra little bit of income never hurts. And since we have AoEs here, we're just hitting them incidentally, so it's just more stuff. Let's go ahead and we already have max overall income there. Let's get these. Just to boost our income a little bit more. One more upgrades available. What's our income look like? 20 something per dice. 14, 18. I saw some 10s in there, probably from the bronze. So we have not upgraded them very much here. We'll go ahead and get another area increase. Just kind of evenly going through stuff is nice for me. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get more bronze dice. I think just having more dice on the field is the play. What do we need for dark matter? 2,400. Okay. We should hit that relatively quickly. In fact, we've hit it right away. So here's more dark matter from the bronze dice, at least. So now we're getting 2 per them. And I think we're getting 2 per... Let's go ahead and just try flipping 1. Yeah, it's only 2 per them. It's 5 for the white dice. So the white dice are generally going to be more valuable to us than the bronzes for now. I think that's going to change quickly. But I think they have a higher cap. And I have a feeling the silver will have a higher cap as well, because that's the other one in here that we couldn't afford. Although saving up for that's not going to be hard to do. I'm not sure about their scaling in this. It feels kind of like the scaling is not quite difficult enough, if that makes sense. But for the most part, pretty chill, pretty fun game so far. I know, my barrier for this type of game is fairly low. As long as it fulfills that bubble wrap dopamine, it's just like farming in Diablo 2 for me. Let's go ahead and max out that just income one. Maximize our income from the white dice. I know it's a little bit more expensive, but that said, I do think that going for more dice in general might be the proper play. So we're almost at half of our bronze dice. I do think we are past the point where we need to be going in there and getting more from this. Yeah, 9,600 for the next one. Going all dark matter so we can get the tree unlocked faster. So it's 6,400 for this. So once we hit 6,400, I'll buy a bunch of bronze dice and then go back in there. Do we we could also unlock the silver dice just to have more dice options. How much is the silver dice? We can afford it. 4,500. Helper hand. That sounds like the thing I was looking for. We have unavailable. Okay, so that's the demo limit there. We have plus 10 overall income for silver dice. And we can actually buy some. Sweet. And as far as our upgrades, it's whatever. Silver dice are still only going to give us one black dot, so they might not be, worth it at all. I think we go up to 20k and then see what we can unlock. Skill tree. Can we unlock you? Yes, we can. Unlocks helper hand. We can also increase the maximum buyer limit and movement speed up. I think movement speed up is going to be kind of important for us. So let's see what you guys do. Do you actually do anything worthwhile? They do a little bit. They're getting us some resources. I still think we need to be waving our hand around. But that is going to be handy. I do think we just need more dice and more helper hands. And more money from any of these. I think out of these, I think we actually just want to go really ham on these hands. Just so we have some kind of passive income and I can let my hand rest a little bit. Because unlike some of you, I almost made a horrible joke there, but needless to say, my arm is not used to doing... Never mind, I'm not going to go there. I think you guys can get where the joke is going. Mental masturbation. But yeah. I'm not sure what other games like this have come out before. I know that there's a lot of incremental games and stuff like that. What I'm referring to is incremental games like this where you don't actually have to click on the stuff. I know Cookie Clicker at a certain point with their helper hands reach a point where you don't have to really click very often, but that is quite a bit to the next dark matter. Oh, we're getting... Oh, yeah, it makes sense that they'd work whenever we're in here, so we wouldn't actually have to worry about doing anything else. Could go more movement speed on them. Make them move faster to get stuff through. So that they can get us more dark matter. The faster they are, the less I have to actually work. And the more they get the stuff that I miss out on. It looks like they have a cooldown as well. So it's not like they're going to just be constantly getting us more money. It's just a rather sustainable option. How much was this? 9,600. So whenever we get up to 9,600, I'll do a big set of buying. And then we'll go in there and see what we can actually do to get more dark matter. I have a feeling that silver is going to have a dark matter amplifier as well. If the first two are mirrored, the third one's going to be mirrored too. I have a decent amount of cash whenever we hit that. But I think I am going to max out helper hands first. Just so they're out here doing my job for me. Because why do your own work whenever minions can do it for you? I know, that's an odd one. Okay, so we're sitting at about 9,600. There we go. Let's buy as many helper hands as we can. Not a ton. And that's going to get us another dark matter. And the income is not terrible. I think we might want to go ahead and get these lovelies. Let's go ahead and max at least one of those out. Max out our normal income a little bit. Because getting income is going to be pretty important. How fast are they clicking? Not terribly fast, but fast enough that it's noticeable. As far as normal upgrades, let's keep on going. think we go bronze dice. I think we're probably just going to want them to be about the same price for all of the upgrades, just so we have enough on screen to properly mess about with. Our hands are just like, no, we don't care. We're going on strike. Is there a cooldown in here? Did I just overlook it? Recover speed is what we'd want. Okie dokie. I think we actually need more cash so we can buy more stuff. And yeah, that one does mirror there. They cost 300 each to upgrade. We've got that. I think we're going to get one on each of these just as a base starting point. We are going to go after the 10% multiplier on all. We actually get enough that we could just sit in that screen and do stuff if we really wanted to. I'm going to take a sip of my coffee, though. This music is chill. Too bad the coffee does not speed up the hands. Just makes them jitter. Okay, more helper hands, please. Thank you. We need them to never run out of... I need more hands than dice. There we go. We actually could get pretty close. Because currently we're at 30 out of 100 hands. We don't even have... Let's see. That'd be 89 plus 18 would be 99, 107. So we can't quite get enough helper hands. We could get there relatively easily. I like my helper hands. They do the work for me. I think they go until they actually have something to click. I don't think they just tire out from moving. You can kind of see them landing on there and then going like, I'm tired. Which is their cooldown speed. What is the next level on the 19,200? I think we might need revenue. Okay, so you first. Let's go ahead and get chance of rolling higher numbers. Do we go for more max buyable dice limits? I mean, that does improve our black hole income quite a bit. That increases us to 85 of those. They're still more expensive than our other dice. I think I want to max out helper hands first. And then probably we could actually go for some of the just income stuff too. Now, I think 30 would probably put it at about... We're not even at half its max size, but due to how circles scale, it's probably not as big as I'm expecting it to be. Just kind of an odd one. Let's go ahead and max out the income on the white dice at the least. We'll keep increasing area size and helping hands. I think I might actually want to focus in on the helping hands. How much do you cost? 1,000 for recover speed. We'll go for that. 3,700 for that. Oh wait, it's both 3,712 for those. So level 6. Intriguing. We could afford this plus 10 overall income on those. They multiply by, I believe, 3. Can I just get that one? Okay, so we didn't actually get a chance to see that one. Uh, 36 for a 2. It's actually not that bad. But I think I do want the white dice as our main dice still, simply for the meta progression. Not meta progression, the skill tree points from the black hole. I don't know how long a run of this is going to take, but considering we've already seen the final upgrade, I don't see this lasting for more than maybe an hour, give or take. Which is about, it's decent for a demo. Hour, 2 hours is kind of what I'd expect for a demo unless the game is exceptionally short. And especially for an incremental game, that is just the perfect amount for you to get used to the mechanics. Hopefully there's not any major mechanics that occur after this. Although, at the same time, it wouldn't bother me too much. Like maybe if there was a card mechanic or something like that that you could add to this and hands that you'd get would be improved. There is another game kind of like that, but I don't think I've covered it on the channel now that I think about it. Let's go for more helper hands. And more just dice. Skill tree wise, we've got a crap ton here. We could go for some dice roll speed, make those flip over faster, but I think our main goal is going to still be dark matter. But I do want to just get the skill trees revealed. That's some dark matter gain there. It looks like this is working out fine-ish. And increase. Let's finish off the white dice and see how that kind of works out in the long run. Because I have a feeling that's going to massively boost our production of not only money, but dark matter. Okay, area increase up to 10. 15 should be... Actually, no, because it's plus that amount. So it's plus 100% right now. Level 30 would be plus 400%. So no, this would be the halfway point because we're at 200% the value of the size. So as long as it's based on plus 10% of base for each level up. Could be some kind of weird janky formula, but I don't see that happening. Usually games like this tend to go a little bit more simple on stuff like that. So 12,000 for that one, 19,200 for that one. I'm going to go ahead and see if there's any more branching out on these. There is not. I'm going to go for hand recovery speed. Oh, we don't want that. We want helper hands. Always the helper hands. It looks like they're doing pretty good. I shouldn't have to help them too much. Obviously, whenever I do, it greatly increases our revenue. But who cares about revenue whenever you can get dark matter and destroy the universe? I forget, like, the scientific explanation of dark matter. It's convoluted. So 74 out of 100. You have enough to do another upgrade there. So 8157 for the next. I should probably be going for 12,000 to get more black hole things next. And we can continue to buy more of these, just so they're able to do their job. But yeah, having more helper hands just helps me off in the background. We all can use a little bit of a helping hand at times. So I'm going to wait until we get up to 12,000. Then I'm going to buy more helping hands and go back into yon skill tree. What light through yonder skill tree break? The light of all the fingers? Oh, and I grabbed the wrong one. Should have been grabbing that. This is just a habit for me. You know what we're going to do, though? Get some movement speed. I want them zipping. How are they doing now? Actually, that income is not bad. The things are not staying flipping. So I can't really speak on how good or bad they are doing, but there's plenty of income to be had. And they are covering in the gaps of me whipping my hand in random directions. Okay. We're at 10,000. I think it was 12,000 for the black hole upgrade. The Ichor, the dark matter. Yes. The next one there is 24. This one's 19,200. We need 19,200 before we go back in there. I'm going to just grab until we get 100 helping hands. I'm not messing with anything else, because they are going to improve my income greatly, especially whenever I'm not able to be out here swinging my hand around. It looks like we always have at least a handful of hands active. If I leave it alone, they still do fine. Upgrade-wise, we could do area increase. I think if we come over here, we're going to actually do just revenue per click. Because at the moment, they're not saturating the dice. So what I could do is just focus in on the dice stats first and just getting more hands until they do saturate the dice and then move on into more of other stuff. Since the white ones flip so quickly, it doesn't surprise me that they're kind of the ones that keep moving. I do wonder if there's a priority, though, as to what the helper hands will click. Because it could very well be like highest money, or it could be highest dark matter, which speaking of which, there you go. Could be highest dark matter, could be highest money, could just be the closest one physically. Which would be kind of sad, but... So 99 of those guys. How much is it for the next one? 21,000? Yeah, we'll just go ahead and wait and grab that. That way we have 100 helping hands. We still don't have it saturated, so that's good, I think. That's going to be max on the recover speed for them. So they recover very, very quickly. Let's go ahead and get some more hands available. I want to saturate this with all the hands known to mans. Of course, our next skill tree upgrade is 38,000 or 24,000. We're going to go for 24,000. And that is only going to get us 2 helper hands. Jeez, they get expensive fast. Very, very fast. Okay, there's 3. So we have quite a bit to go until our next upgrade. 24,000 dark matter will actually get us there. And yes, I do take breaks because I do not... It's not carpal tunnel. It's carpal tunnel for your wrist. It is... I want to call it tennis elbow for your elbow, but that's a tendon strain. I actually don't remember what it's called for your elbow and your shoulder. There's actually a term for it. And... for some gamers, it actually is more common than, like, for specific types of games. It's more common to have it in your shoulder than in your hand. Just kind of a weird one. But it's only I think it's only certain types of games. Whereas with shooters, it's almost entirely in the wrists, because you have high sensitivity usually. Although, I do know that there are some low sensitivity players out there, which is very strange to me. Back in the day, that was a little bit more common, but nowadays, I don't think it is super normal to have a low sensitivity setup. It was good for sniping, weirdly enough. Nowadays, you have to be able to no-scope. How much are we going to go for here? Obviously, if I go like that, it's going to give me more to knock around with the circle. We do have our next upgrade, which is going to max you out. So this is our next one to max out, which is going to be 24,000. Oh my goodness. No, we're not going to go there. Should I be a voice actor? I don't think I'd actually make that great of a voice actor. I want to. I think it would be awesome to be a voice actor, but I have a difficulty with some voices staying in the voice because I'll often drift to another. Unless it's something that is ubiquitous to my daily routine, such as my customer service voice. Thank you for calling YouTube. How may I help you today? Hopefully everything is all right. Actually, that's somewhere between YouTube and customer service. It's that weird cheery one. I haven't had to use a customer service voice in a while. I've had to break it out like maybe 4 times since COVID happened. And I lost my job because of that. Let's go and grab a bunch more helper hands. They are maxed. We're going to go ahead and max out our income from stuff and our area here, because why not? We do want to improve our clickers as well. I think we actually have enough for, yeah, another dot there. It's going to be 48, and I'm guessing 96. So that's quite the amount needed for that. We're going to just keep increasing income over on this side. And area size. Do I need more dice hands? Yes. Let's go up to like 40 of you. Just have some nice numbers. We'll go up to 70 of these. Or we can sit there at 69. I'm not going to stop at 67. I know you guys. I may be old, but I'm not out of touch, damn it. That is one thing that has always boggled my mind, is how, like, yes, everything on the internet is moving faster than whenever the internet was in my prime. But at the same time, you can still keep up with most of the stuff. Certain trends do come and go faster than I can see them, and also due to the nature of how internet trends work these days, things can shift a lot more and you'll miss something out, because the way the internet works these days is, yes, we have these monolithic sites like YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Blue Sky, Twitch, Kick. I can go through the entire list and just go down them. Some of them better than others. Some of them are complete ass. Some of them are okay. Some of them are actually overall net positives. I have to say overall net positives. There's negative on every single one of them. But generally speaking, despite being on these monolithic platforms where damn near everybody is, you're not going to encounter most of the people on there. You are generally cordoned off to a specific group based on certain demographic indicators. Now, whenever I say demographic indicators, I don't mean it doesn't always mean age, location, stuff like that. Those are factors. But what you generally watch is actually a huge factor in what you see on a service. And it's not even necessarily what you watch on the service. It's what sites you visit outside the service, because YouTube has tracking cookies. Some of the ad blockers will stop them, some of them don't. They do integrate them in a way that if you block some of their tracking stuff, guess what happens? Your views don't count, so you actually have to be kind of finagly about that. But where you visited and stuff like that actually does impact. Go and just buy as much of any of these as we can get. But yeah, it impacts what you see on the site. There's all kinds of things like that. And generally speaking, you only see like maybe 1% of the site. There are people with like tens, if not hundreds of millions of subs that I guarantee you everyone watching this, as well as myself, have never heard of. There are some esoteric ones I know of, because they've kind of dominated a specific language of a specific niche, and you will never hear their name unless you are someone who speaks that language and consumes that niche, which is kind of an odd thing, but it makes sense. And yeah, there's people with like 100 million subs speaking Brazilian Portuguese, who I guarantee you most of the European and American viewers have never bloody heard of. It's also why you may not know most of the largest streamers on Twitch, because you're not exposed to them, because your little 1% of the site will never expose you to it, because the circles don't overlap. These squares make a circle. No. Go into full-on Dragon Ball Z abridged. Or Dragon Ball abridged. I'm sad they stopped those, but I understand why they did. One, they're a lot of work, and two, there's a lot of legal issues that go into it. And I think, if I remember correctly, didn't they stop that one because of legal issues? Also, by the way, oh no, 96. We're almost there. We should get it right about now, Funk Soul Brother. Okay, so now we're looking at income. Because we're actually ticking away fairly readily on those little dark dots. I think we're going to go for Do we want more hands first, or do we want more movement speed? I think we want more hands first. Get 20 on those and 10 on that. And they are getting expansive. Of course, we're also getting a crap ton of everything now. Are we saturating? No. I don't think we ever will saturate, unfortunately. Which is kind of sad, but it's fine. I think we go for speed next because we already can't buy the max out on these. Obviously, with a wave of my hand, we get enough for another one. And then with 2 waves, we get enough for the next one. And it feels almost like horizontal might be the best one for me to clear stuff, even though we're not really hitting that large of an area. It's just super consistent. The skill tree, I'm going to go for these. We actually do need to increase our income as well. So do I increase it for the white ones, or do I actually increase it for the flat amounts first? I think I go with the flat amounts first. We get 971 so fast, I might as well not even be leaving the screen. And I could increase percents on those. They go up to a double, basically. Same for the central modifier. So silver's doing pretty good. Let's go ahead and... Oh, we already got one of each of those. Hence why we can see the one after them. We'll go ahead and get some base modifiers on these. Just so we can say we've bought one of everything. We'll go for that first. Go ahead and increase buyable limit there. Dice speed. Buyable. Chance for rolling higher numbers, 3,000. So we have 2 more that we can buy before they're all lit up. And then we need to get them all to be gold! Oh, we're already at a 500,000. Sweet. That means we can buy these up to max again. Yummy. See, I think the speed of them is the thing we want to be upgrading first. Oh, we already have that max, so we'll go ahead and get that going. Let's clear out the old stuff first. Yeah. We'll finish off the white dice first. And I will just max these out 1 stack at a time. I do find it interesting how fast we're getting the resources, though. Like, I don't even need to leave this screen, and we can just click these, and they're done. We get several clicks on this after zeroing ourselves before it even, like, recognizes that we're not having enough money for it. It's like 3 clicks. So our income is good. This is going to take me a minute to get. We could actually go for it. I think we want to just boost the income first. So we have plenty of multipliers on that. And then we'll go out there, get, I think it's 3,000 something for this. Yeah, 3,844. We're already up to enough to buy even more of these boogers. And we have enough to get this up to max. Those are 85,000 each. I think helper hands is where we want to be on that. As far as our other upgrades, we do have actually the area increase. That would probably not be a bad idea. I have a feeling the high tier ones are going to be like a 500,000, if not a mil. Going at the rate they're going, I'm guessing it's going to actually be closer to 2 mil for the high tier ones. If I had to take a random guess. There, 145 out of 150. Oh, we forgot to max that one. Oh my. Overall income up. I think we do these as well. Then we go through here. That's 3,000 for that one. Okay, so we can get the bronze income going up too. They have a multiplier on them, so that means that our income is going to be drastically higher. And we already have this maxed out, so like 100 just dice, so that is our max white dice. We'll go ahead and get some more of you. I think we might need to go upgrade our maximum hands. There, now we have 10 more, so us getting this maxed out is going to take a minute. We're actually getting close to, I think, done with the game. Well, at least the demo of the game. That is one thing that I am getting more used to, is actually covering demos. And it's one of the reasons why I kind of wanted to do these long format videos on here as well, is because whenever I'm doing reviews, I can't review a demo. I could do a first impressions, but with the amount of content in this, it's like 2 hours of the game. 1 hour, 2 hours of the game. How am I supposed to do a proper, even like full video on that? I might as well just do a short on it, which I have been considering as well. Just a short covering the different games and go with it like that. And yes, I do talk about the main channel a lot, especially considering recently with the Moist Critical videos that behind the scenes and how things work has become like a very big topic to talk about. Oh, and we've already maxed that out. We probably should go in here and dump into you a bit more. Let's max these out. And we'll do our multipliers next. Actually, we want this multiplier first. Oh, we don't actually have that one. There we go. Higher number chance, go up? Yes, please. And they're just doing their thing. That's actually awesome. How's our income looking? Basically, anytime we go in there, we come out with a $500,000. So we're already closing in on maxing out our helper hands. How much is it for a helper hand right now? 25 grand for a helper hand increase. So that is kind of expensive. We are going to be seeing more bronze dice show up soon, because we can dump into this. So that lets us invest in more of them. I am going to go ahead and do that, because it makes me swiping over here worth significantly more. I don't think we'll ever see a surge where like, oh, you just ran it through there and here's a quadrillion. Unless the scaling of the tree goes absolutely bonkers, or it starts combining them into some kind of like odd dice hydra. Decidra. For some reason that makes me want to, dice hydra makes me want to play spellbound cards, even though that's not really a dice game. Okay, so 68 to 65. We're going to go and buy some more of those. I think helper hands being cheaper than the dice is an indicator that we should be spending on them instead. Okay, we're at 54. I think I will go one hand. We will go... I think chance of rolling should get maxed out first, and then this. Then you. We also should probably be bumping this one up, because now that we have all of those maxed, the percent increase is just going to be significantly more important than the individual rolls percent. And I'm a dumbass for not taking it first. We're already 2 away from max helper hands again. It's expensive to get that upgraded any further. It's 33,000 points. So that's maxed. Do we want to keep maxing these? I think so. Do we save up for 63, 62? Yeah, why not? Let's let our arm rest a little bit. Let it relax. There's that maxed out. I'm going to go for area increases instead of going for more dice just right now. Mainly because if I just zip through here, you can see we're pretty much just destroying anything that's in the way. Whee! Do we? Yeah, they're going up fast now. That was, what, 50,000 increase? For just that one level? Which is fine by me, but may not be fine by you. It's probably kind of hard to see what's going on with YouTube's compression now that I realize how many hands we have floating around. And yes, YouTube does like its compression. So let's go and get more hands. And then we'll start dumping into the level 4 modifier. I don't know how much it takes to go from level 1 to level 10 on these. It's gonna vary a little bit. We already have enough for another area increase. But we also probably have enough for 5 more hands. Which should greatly increase what we get passively whenever we are on this screen. Yeah, it's zipping along. It's zippa-da-doo-da. Yeah, so it's probably about, what, 20 grand if I had to take a random guess for the level 10 from these. I'm not as concerned about getting more buyable dice, oddly enough. I think. Yeah, I think we can go ahead and get these done, because it says the 3 times multiplier, so that's going to help our income quite a bit. We don't have enough for more helper hands, so I do think we go for a larger click size. We're going to have another one coming up soon. There we go. I do wish there was an upgrade like that that applied to the little hands. Like, give them an area as well. That way they're just constantly flipping everything. Or, since they do go and stop on a dice, make it so that whenever they stop, they just hit an AoE around it. That'd be kind of nice. I think our next upgrade on the number of hands we can get is 43,000. That is quite a ways out. Okay. We're going to go for income right now. Because that lets us buy more AoEs. That lets us buy more in the way of... And actually, if we go the dice speed ones... That means that we can just whip our hand around even faster. And get more with the area increase that we have. As they immediately just come back down, and we can... Of course, we're not really double hitting any of them right now anyway, but I could just be like, anger spins, and actually be fine. I don't really have anger spins on this one. I do wonder if at some point the plan is for this to take over and you go into like some eldritch horror thing. I've seen games do that where they start out kind of like innocuous like this. A great example is Cookie Clicker, one of the OG incremental games. I have to say OG for that one. Even though it wasn't really the first, it was the first one that really broke out outside of like a insular platform. Okay, so the circle's decent size. We do have enough for a 5 more increase there. And we might, yeah, we'll wait until this gets up to 10. Just so our silvers are speedy too. Even though it's gonna be a minute. There we go. That's another stack done. There's more helper hands out there. So that boosts our passive income greatly. Obviously, there's probably already somebody who's determined, well, this is the speed path for going through Incredidice. No, wait, sorry, Incredidice. Which, generally speaking, within about 48 hours of a game releasing, you'll have that kind of stuff going on. That's one reason why, if you're looking to actually enjoy a game, right after release is not the best time to be looking for videos of it. Instead, just play around with it at your own pace. And maybe watch streamers who play it at the same pace as you. Because, full disclosure, a lot of times, like this game, this is just a demo. I found it on Steam and I was like, that looks interesting, let's try it. A lot of times, creators, especially if they have larger channels, like my review channel gets a lot more messages than this one, although if you want to increase your likelihood of coverage, aim for this channel. But in terms of emails and stuff like that saying request a press key and get it before release so you can actually show it off to your crowd, they will generally... Where was I going with that statement? I just was trying to like figure out how many points we needed for this and my brain just went blip. But generally speaking, there are creators for most games that have had the game for a week or two before it releases. Big outlets get them even, well, they sometimes get them sooner. Some games they don't. And also a lot of indie publishers don't really know what goes into reviews. Just like there's a lot of game reviewers and gameplay coverage people that don't know what goes into making a good game. Like, this is a fine game. This is not super complicated. It is incremental. It is relaxing. It's a fine game. It's not Expedition 33. It's not freaking Hollow Knight, which is full disclosure, I prefer Hollow Knight over Silksong. I know some people are going to hate me for saying that. I think Hollow Knight was overall a tighter experience of the two. But as far as that kind of stuff, you'll have people who have actually had 2 weeks to go into it, and they come out with like all these guides on day one. You're like, how could you know this is... It's because they've been playing it for ages already. And yes, 2 weeks is ages if you are dumping your entire time into it. But for me, generally speaking, most of the time if I get a key beforehand, I have maybe a week to go through it and do the review, because I'm not that big. I have never broken an embargo, though, at least not intentionally. I don't think I've ever even broken one accidentally, because I have a specific release time that I do each day, this channel and on other channels, that makes it so that if the embargo is that day, it's usually going to be after the embargo lets up. Same for reviews. One thing worth noting, by the way, if you are a game dev, please set your embargo 1 day before release. Not a week before release, not no embargo. No embargo just encourages people to rush content out to race to be the first, which is absolutely fucking awful. It results in bad coverage for your game. It may not be negative coverage, but it's non-substantiated coverage because people are recording, doing the review, and posting it the same day. If you give people a week with it, they can actually dig into it and give you meaningful critique and more substantial reviews and more substantial gameplay coverage. We do need to increase area size to max. That is the max area size. We already have max hands. We have max... We don't have max bronze dice yet. I'm going to come in here and actually increase our revenue from these, because we actually have a lot of darkness to go through. Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to spend all of you again. Do we go for more buyable dice? I think we go for more overall income modifier here. And let's buy some dice. Because, yeah, pretty much all we have left now is just buying dice. I do really wonder what kind of other upgrades on this. But yeah, the review scene is weird. The review scene for websites is actually super fucking weird. It's completely different than reviews on YouTube. On YouTube, you have... Actually, you run into the AI thing both on written and on YouTube. So don't think just because it's written it doesn't have an AI issue. Generally speaking, if you're going to a YouTube channel and looking for a real review on something, you want to actually look for inconsistency in viewership, oddly enough. Because it's a lot harder to simulate inconsistency on viewership than it is to just, well, here's 2,000 views, yada, 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 go for it, kind of stuff. Okay, so we have 70,000 there. Let's go for maxing you out. Let's get you a few levels and get you a few levels. I think we actually do want the higher number one. We're almost fully unlocked. I am slightly curious what our income speed is. That would be a nice thing to have on here. Just make it an option to allow yellow text there as like income per second. And just have it average it over the past minute or so. Be a nice little addition. That's one thing that I actually like in a lot of incremental games is they will provide that analytic. So you can go through and kind of maximize towards it. We have these flipping back down fairly quick. Okay, let's get more bronze dice. Yeah, we're max upgrades on everything there. So let's go for... I think we're going to go for the higher number one first. We're going to go for roll speed, and then we're going to start dumping into these. Just to get more money per roll. Are we going to max out sooner or later? I'm not entirely sure. We're almost there. I think we'll make it before an hour and 15 minutes. My original estimate was, as far as how much time I set aside to record this, was 2 hours. So I think we're kind of flowing in the expected range, a little bit fast, but that's because we have handy job here doing all. We have the hands doing all the work. Wow. My brain just went like 3 quarters one way and 1 quarter another, but in 2 different dimensions. Don't think about that one too much. But yeah, the only thing we have to spend the money on is going to be new dice. That means things we can flip with our giant ring of doom. Okay, so we're going to grab you and go into the skill tree while that's still accumulating. We're going to go for flip speed first. We'll go for income multiplier on 10s next, and we'll just dump into these as they turn green. Because I think we can get probably each of these without even leaving this screen within a reasonable amount of time. This one, 2,500, a little bit slower, but as you can see, not even finishing a sentence and it's already ready. So I think we'll go for just whatever we can buy at any given time, because more dice on the board is all we need. We need more congestion. Because as we go over, we're hitting how many dice at a time? I don't know if you can hear that train. It is awfully loud today. There has not been a place. There's not been a place that I have done videos at that didn't have a train nearby. Hell, most of the places I've lived have had a train nearby. I did do some content creation out in a rural area, but there was still a train that ran through the cornfields. So, yay. There is no escaping trains. Unfortunately, due to where I live, the US, almost none of them are for people. I really wish we had a proper, like, national train system for freaking transport of people, not just merchandise. First, the way things are going, people might be merchandise here in the US, the way certain individuals are behaving, which is not a pleasant concept. Yes, I am taking a jab at certain alignments of individuals. Okay, so we have a nice bit of flippage there. Getting a decent amount of coins. I think we're going to go for bronze first, even though it's more expensive. Just because I want to see that max over on the right. Obviously, it would be more efficient to go for the silver dice first. Because at this point, all we're wanting is just more of a given dice. We don't care what color it is. Because, you know what? There we go. More revenue is not pointless, but not poignant. Because for the most part, what happens is we'll come in here into the skill tree to, you know, max that out and then start dumping into this and that and stuff like that. And by the time we come out, we've got 1 million, which is another silver dice. Or we could have saved for half a second and gotten 1 more bronze dice. Because our income, especially whenever we're wagging our circle around, circling our wagons or wagging our circles? Depends. Are we playing Oregon Trail? That would be a fun one to do a video on. Oregon Trail is my childhood. God, some of you are like, what's Oregon Trail? Probably. Because if you guys are wondering, the age demographic of this channel is actually older than you'd think, funnily enough. As far as the viewership goes, the younger adult range has been growing, but I would say probably the biggest demographic for me is still in the kind of middle age, well, lower middle age, because if I consider myself middle age, can I have a crisis? But yeah, it's one of those things where the demographics of this channel have been shifting younger, but not so young that it's concerning to me. I do generally avoid, for those of you wondering, yes, I actually do avoid on any of my channels targeting any demographic under 18. There are a number of creators I work with who do target younger audiences and actually cover these types of games. They use a lot more jump cuts, they use a lot more zooms and noises and sound effects and stuff like that. I try to leave these mostly unedited to give an accurate reflection of the game, because I do this as a sort of, here's the evidence of my experience so you can kind of judge where I'm coming from on my review kind of thing. Do we have enough for, yeah, we'll save up to get that 100, and then we'll go in and buy stuff with our black hole juice. Black hole juice. That sounds like a alcoholic mixer drink with anise in it. Or possibly licorice, but anise. It has a licorice flavor anyway, so. And it's cheaper. We actually, I don't think we get this one maxed out. Yeah, we're close. Not quite. And now we work on getting our silver dice up to 100 so we can see just what fully maxed out looks like as far as income. This doesn't scale. Well, it scales, but doesn't scale as harshly as a lot of other incrementals. And I appreciate that, oddly enough. By now, in a lot of incrementals, the way they scale, your initial income would have been completely pointless. And yeah, our initial income is a fraction of this, but I'm talking by now in a lot of other incrementals, we would be seeing E10, E11, or even possibly like quintillions and decillions, depending on the notation you want to see with it. But we would see much larger numbers by now in other incrementals. So we have one more upgrade here. We need fit is 7,000. I think that's everything on the tree. Am I missing anything? I don't think I'm missing anything. Making sure I'm not going to miss anything. Like, there's a second tree out here. No, there's not. I don't know how I feel about that very often. Yeah, it's kind of nice to have Easter eggs out there, but I don't know how much I enjoy them in the long run, because sometimes I have ran across games like this where there's an Easter egg out there that absolutely changes how you play the game. But most of them either just don't have one, or it's just, here's something interesting you can find on the tree later. Or here's a weird little image drawn by the developer. Look, there's a dick. No, there's not a dick in this. Yeah, like would be a strong word for it. But I do appreciate it. Although I have to say the background is very static. They could have made something with the stars. I wouldn't have noticed it. I don't see anything too terribly amazing there. So all we really have left is to get max on this, and I'm not sure if I necessarily want to do that. I guess we could just to see the absolute peak dice. Peak Incredice. It's got incremental implied in the actual name of the game. But yeah, the silver dice are kind of expensive. I do find it funny that if I just leave that there, any dice that lands in there immediately gets rolled again. So we just create a dead zone. That recommendation to the dev, in addition to the hands, why not make an upgrade where you can place one of those? Basically like a hot zone or an auto flip zone. Let you like say right click there, and then your upgrade can be to eventually get up to like 5 of them. And its size would just be based on your area increase. So you could have like one here, one there, one there, one there, and one there, and then you could just keep your other hand here, and it would just constantly reflip them as soon as the hands kind of got near them. That'd be a nice upgrade. That, or you could actually have squares that you could drop instead and have them have a separate size increase. That would be kind of fun. I do think it would be interesting to do something with this so that the amount you have actually scales the amount of money you have. That would be a nice modifier for making this go skyrocketing incremental. Because then you could have, say, for every 100,000 dark matter you have, multiply the amount of money you earn by 1. Well, sorry, by 100%, so it'd be by 2. And if you have another 100,000, do it again, yada, 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 so on and so forth. I'm terrible at explaining these things, because I get sidetracked. People like to say that I have extremely dysfunctional ADHD in these videos. For the most part, I am not diagnosed with ADHD. But my background in studying psychology at university tells me I probably am. I am very easily... It's not even necessarily easily distracted. It's I will be doing something, and then there is the either distraction moment of, oh, to do this, I need to do that, and I forget about the original task, or the, ooh, shiny. Big example is whenever I'm cleaning, I will literally find something while cleaning and hyper focus on it and not get the cleaning done. So I have to be very much on task. I have to have, usually the way I get around it is I'll either have, say, like Critical Role in the background for a cleaning session of about 4 hours. And that kind of keeps me from hyper focusing on whatever I pick up. That makes sense. I can clean like the bathrooms and stuff easy. That's not something that I get distracted on because there's nothing in there to distract me. Same for doing dishes. Once I start doing the dishes, I am in a completely separate zone. Now, cooking, mildly dangerous for me. I have to have timers. Even if it's something where time does not particularly matter. Like if there's like, oh, you have to let this cool for 10 minutes. I need a timer for 10 minutes. Otherwise, that will be sitting there for 2 hours and I will forget that I made it until I go back there and be like, oh shit, that needed to go in the fridge. So that's one reason why you'll sometimes hear beeps in the background. That is a timer for me actually doing something. And I lose track of how long streams have been all the time. Generally speaking, unless I absolutely have to be somewhere, I can go over a bit. But we're going to end up with so much dark matter before we get this done. 3 million for the next dice. How much is that going to be for the final dice? But yes, hopefully you guys can follow along with my easily distracted brain. I've also had people, this one's a lot less common, claim that I have autism. I don't actually have the symptoms of autism. So unfortunately, you're wrong on that one. Just because I'm a nerd and have like interests that are esoteric doesn't mean someone has autism. So I'm not on the spectrum. I am neurodivergent because of other things. And I do have like diagnosed depression, but that's like half of society right now thanks to environmental factors. But as things go, this too will come to an end. Everything will change. Everything may not get better, but it will get different. And all of the bad stuff that happens in the modern times will eventually be washed away into history books. And if you go far enough out in time, it'll be washed away into stardust. Because few billion years ain't gonna be an Earth no more. Does humanity make it to the end of that? I don't know. It depends on what we do. I have a feeling that we will have another extinction event before the heat death of the universe. Or the sun going supernova or any of that stuff. It's one of those things where it's kind of like, this may very well be a thing. Do we ever escape our solar system? I mean, we already have sent Voyager out there. So that is actually outside of our bubble. I forget the name of... It crossed a threshold... I want to say it was a few years back. But we've already sent things outside of our little bubble. It's not the... I don't think it's the heliosphere, is it? For some reason, that word is getting tracked in my brain. But yeah, we've sent the Voyager out there. The Voyager probe. I think if we as a species survive and don't completely reset ourselves or destroy the environment too badly on Earth, we might maybe be able to settle on another planet in our solar system. But barring some kind of massive technological advancement, which could happen, we could very well get some kind of massive jump in technology that allows us to like fold space-time or something, which is a cool science fiction theory. I don't know how practical that is as an idea, but if we find some way to do that or some way to like use additional dimensions somehow to traverse long distances, in which case we'll probably have our understanding of what is human shifted radically. But I don't think we'll see humanity becoming to other solar systems within any reasonable span of time. I think we'll see ourselves possibly outpost on the moon, maybe on Mars. If we can develop our technology far enough, we might be able to get to the outer reaches of the solar system. That would require way different approaches to energy, heating, insulation, atmospheric production, because there's a few planets out there that hold atmospheres. The atmospheres are not super uncommon, but a lot of them are toxic. But we would need to develop a lot of different technology. That is, oddly enough, as much as I give... There's a science fiction show called The Expanse that I will give shit to because of a lot of the stuff in it is just like, oh, please. But other things it does actually quite well. And I do think that we will eventually see possibly something like that where we have people who are born and raised in space eventually, if we last that long. The big issue with it is, I think we would definitely need to artificially produce gravity. And not just through some reactor core kind of nonsense. And by the way, we're at max here. I think we would actually need to have proper gravity to survive properly. There's a lot of issues that happen in Zero G, especially whenever it comes to like injuries and stuff like that. But I don't think we would see, Because in that show, if I remember correctly, they actually reach 2 generations. They're already seeing people with low gravity deformations. And if they come to Earth, they get crushed immediately by it. Yes, you would actually have deformations from low gravity, but I don't think you would survive. And in 2 generations, I don't think we would have other than we would have mechanical. Like, our bones would not form the same in 0G. Our parts would probably not function as well in 0G and stuff like that. We wouldn't see this, oh, you come to Earth and we hang you up on a hook and you're fine. But we put you in water and you're fine. But we take you off the hook and all of a sudden you're dying, kind of thing. We wouldn't have, I don't think injections would help with those either at this point. You'd actually have to do proper... That's what it was. Medical procedures still. Because if I remember correctly, in The Expanse, it's within just like 2 generations that these people have reached the point where it is alien gravity. And the bodies have fully adapted to it. Realistically, chances are, I don't think kids would properly survive and develop in space. Someone who's more well-versed on fetal development might be able to correct me on that. But considering what 0G does to like our circulation, our gastrointestinal process, our freaking waste processes like peeing and stuff like that, which, by the way, a lot of people don't even understand how peeing works. It's hilarious to me. It's just one of those things where I could see it going completely off the rails. And this has officially turned into a podcast. We've finished everything. There's nothing left in this to do. So I'm going to let you guys go. If you want more rants like this, definitely watch the Incremental stuff, because that's where these kind of tangents come in handy. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.